Right, kia ora koutou, good afternoon everybody. Over the last few years we have seen an increase in retail crime, including things like ram raid offending and smash and grabs. This has been of significant concern to the community and it's been of significant concern to the government. We acknowledge that many of the people involved in this type of offending are young people, including children as young as 12 and 13. We have been failing as a country to deal with the youth offending that we are now seeing, and we need to do more. We have also been failing the victims of these offences, and we need to do more. I acknowledge that for many of the victims of this offending it has been a traumatising experience, and there are too many people now afraid to go to work or afraid to even live in their homes if the homes are attached to their work because of this type of offending. As I said on Monday, we acknowledge that concern and we acknowledge that there is more that we need to do. The government has been taking serious action over the last year to address this type of offending, recognising that many of the people involved in the offending are children and young people. We've been conscious to take a different approach, one that seeks to break the cycle of offending and set up opportunities for a life outside of crime for these kids. Last year we put in place a range of programs that aim to better re-engage these children who have been offending in education or training or employment and to better connect them to their local communities. So far those programs have produced some significant successes. They are working for around 3/4 of the young people who have been referred to them. However, that does leave around 1/4 of repeat offenders who are creating and perpetuating the problem. On Monday, I announced a range of measures to add to our toolkit, such as requiring young offenders to attend education programs or do community activities, adding things like posting ram raid offending online as an aggravating factor at sentencing. Our work here is designed to create a continuum of interventions so that we can escalate our response proportionate to the level of reoffending. This isn't about unnecessarily locking up young people or escalating them prematurely when a lower level intervention can get them back on the straight and narrow. As I indicated, around 3/4 of young offenders who have been referred to our more intensive programs, our earlier intervention programs, have had successful outcomes for that. But we clearly need to do more for the 1/4 who are continuing to go on and reoffend. Today I'm announcing the final piece of the puzzle that we have been working on that targets the worst repeat offenders, where the current interventions simply haven't been working. We will be introducing a new criminal offence for ram raids, that carrying a maximum 10-year sentence, the same as for burglary. It reflects the serious nature of the offence, but importantly for this offence, we will also be amending the Oranga Tamariki Act so that a 12 or a 13-year-old who commits a ram raid and is charged with the ram raid offence can be escalated to the youth court. That will unlock a range of additional interventions that are not currently available for those 12 and 13-year-olds. That recognises that for a small group of young offenders, we need to do more to break the cycle. The change that we're making recognises the magnitude and the impact that ram raids are having in our communities, especially the impact that those repeat offenders are having. It also sends a clear message to young offenders that there are consequences for their actions. Having said that, I want to repeat, this isn't about sending children to prison. The Oranga Tamariki legislation that was put in place under the previous national government makes it very clear that when children offend, the system must do everything possible to avoid those children being trapped into a lifetime of crime, ending up in and out of our courts and in and out of our prison system. Our goal here is to break that cycle, which is why we're focused on interventions that work. The new offence will not be the first port of call for first-time ram raiders. This is for the worst repeat offenders, recognising that those earlier interventions simply haven't been working for that group. We must do everything that we can to give these kids a chance to get their lives back on the straight and narrow. But where the offending continues, there needs to be accountability, and there needs to be a higher level of escalation. That's what the law change that we are putting on the table will do.